Hey there, I'm the MadCatster. Am I glad to see you here? YouTuber apologies. They've become part of the fabric of YouTube. We expect them to come not because our favorite creators have decided their conscience has gotten the better of them and they want to come clean, but because they've been called out and berated in the social media world for something that they've done or said, and that we then see the ubiquitous fake tears and I will learn from my mistakes. But we're going to talk about one in particular who thinks that Jesus is her personal fixer, Brittany Dawn Davis. So join me as we look into her rebirth, so to speak. Let's get into it. So I'm here today again with Sybil the Enforcer. And many of you probably know she's got her own merchandise line now. And in the description down below is a link to the store where you can find Sybil the Enforcer merchandise for men, women, and children that I put up there with the Sybil the Enforcer design. So please take a look. And Sybil says, as always, if you are not subscribed, and I know at least half of you are not subscribed, please subscribe and like the video. We're over 11,000 now. Let's keep growing. Please help us out. We're a little channel, but we want to grow. So like and subscribe, okay? So stay tuned to the end of the video as well. I'm going to put up all of my supporters, thank yous, and also I've got a treat for you. I'm going to introduce you to Mary, who is Edith's sister, and you have not met her before because she's a little shy. Unlike her sister, she does not relish the spotlight, and you'll get to meet her, so stay tuned to the end for that. So I'm here again, gentle viewers, Mr. Shady, because I want to talk to you about a subject near and dear to Mr. Shady's heart, and that is fake YouTuber apologies, but in particular, one egregious abuser of that trust and that request for forgiveness, Brittany Dawn Davis, who duped her subscribers and her followers out of a bit of cash by promising them individualized fitness programs, which she never delivered on. And in fact, she gave the same exact program to every single person. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it's like, how she thought she'd get away with it, I don't know. But you know, these people, they don't think. They think that everybody's stupid, but turned out they're the only stupid ones. So, but in particular, I'm interested in her because she has found Jesus. And I have to tell you, I used to do Mr. Shady, when Mr. Shady first started practicing law, I used to do criminal defense work, and I used to work with indigent clients. And I had more than one occasion where a client told me that they'd found Jesus in jail. And I said, why don't you tell someone? We've been wondering where he's been all this time. He's been in jail. Anyways, there's a little bit of my jailhouse humor. But YouTuber apologies, we've seen them from everybody. I think almost every major YouTuber has done an apology video. You know, we've had James Charles twice for doing things that we won't get into, but thankfully nothing in person, but still cringy. We've got Logan Paul, who did something really, really cringy when he went to Japan and showed something horrific on his video, which I'm sure all of you are aware of, so I'm not going to say it. And then, you know, we have a variety of others. These are the people, you know, some of the people that we've seen these apologies from. And they're always these big dramatic affairs where they talk about how they are growing in this experience. They've been glad to have been called out because it's a chance for them for some personal growth and how they're going to change and blah, blah, blah. And the tissue comes out and they cry, or they pretend to cry because we don't ever really see the tears. So sort of like Amber Heard, but we won't get into Amber Heard right now. But anyway, so we're so used to that. But usually their penance, they believe, is that they just need to tell everybody, my bad, I won't ever do it again. I'm sorry I let you all down. Please forgive me. But they end up doing something stupid again, so we get more apology videos from the same people. But when you do something really bad, when we venture basically almost into the criminal because it's very scammy and it's very suspect, then you have Brittany Dawn. who built her followers out of lots of money and pretended at first that it wasn't a problem, gave partial refunds to some. Well, the state of Texas has finally gotten off its ass, and they're suing Brittany Dawn and her company for unfair and deceptive acts and practices, which we've talked about before, because that's the letter I sent to the Ace family for unfair and deceptive acts and practices. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So Brittany Dawn, let me just sort of give you a synopsis. I'm going to pull up the lawsuit because I want you to see it's a pretty good synopsis. There's this one paragraph that basically sums up what she did. Okay, so I'm going to read that for you right now. So this is the lawsuit. I'll put up the first page of the complaint so you can see it. But paragraph number 11 is really, in a nutshell, tells you what it's all about. So I'm just going to read paragraph number 11. You can follow along with me. It says, beginning in 2014, the defendants profited from the sale of online fitness packages to thousands of consumers with the promise of personalized nutritional guidance and individualized fitness coaching. Specifically, defendants, meaning Brittany Dawn and her company, defendants' online fitness packages offered macronutritional assessments and, depending on the plan purchased, daily or weekly email training and one-on-one coaching. Defendants' online nutrition and fitness packages range from $92 for a one-time macro consultation to $300 for 3 months of personalized macros, trainings, and coaching. However, the online nutrition and fitness plans delivered to consumers were not individualized, and that's what we were just saying. She gave the same plan to everybody. Defendants also failed to provide the promised coaching and check-ins. Well, we've seen this in countless things. I mean, Austin McBroom, we'll probably do a little deep dive into his whole program with how to be a millionaire. Defendants largely ignored consumer complaints, or if they did respond, offered only partial refunds. In 2019, consumers' complaints on social media garnered media attention, so they actually went into the national media. This is how bad this was. Complaints on social media garnered media attention, prompting defendant Davis to make a video apology, which we'll get to in a second, posted to YouTube. Defendants promptly took the website down. So, she basically closed up shop, and I'm going to show you just a clip from her apology video, and boy, let me tell you, it is pathetic. Now, take note, she's actually reading it from her phone. So, she's not like making a heartfelt, sincere apology. She's reading it from her phone. So, watch this.
I apologize to anyone who feels like they got scammed from me. I was not only a coach, but also the sole content creator, customer service, business owner, YouTuber, financial advisor, and everything else that comes with every business. I now realize that I should have had more help, and that this is a lesson that I'm having to now learn the hard way, and for that, again, I am sorry.
So you can see how fake that is, and she's like another one of these who she never cries, and she's only doing this because she wants to try to do some damage control, but it's way too late for that, and the apology is so insincere, it's disgusting. And so there was a lot of outrage, of course, from her people in the media, the people that she victimized. And the Washington Post did an article in this past February where they talk about, it says, people with eating disorders sought help from a fitness influencer. Some got weight loss plans, lawsuit says. So, there's articles about the lawsuit in the Washington Post and People magazine. It says influencer sued by state of Texas for allegedly misleading clients with eating disorders. And that's what's kind of sad is, I guess a lot of the people who were coming to her for help were looking for guidance and help with nutrition and exercise, etc. And, she basically callously and cynically gave everybody the same plan so that there never was anything tailored for it. Didn't matter who you were, what your size was, nothing. It was exactly the same plan. So, and then she didn't provide the coaching. Then after this all blew up, she decided to disappear for a little bit, and then she came back, and she's decided now to reinvent herself into this good Christian woman who is now conservative, and she made a big deal about how she's gone from her skimpy little outfits to now she's wearing modest clothing, and this is signifying her rebirth. But what's even more suspect is she is now doing these religious seminars where people come and they pay like $125 a person to commune with her, and she baptizes people, and she's basically, Jesus has fixed everything for her, and she turned to Jesus to be her personal fixer and put him on the payroll. And now, because she's Jesus everything, that means that all of her transgressions have been washed away, and she's now forgiven and anew. She can go out into the world not worrying about all the people she's hurt, or all the people she scammed, or all the people whose money she took. And a lot of them had already had image issues and other psychological issues, and here she is just now basically trampling all over them, and she's just washed her hands and said, Jesus! And now I can just push that aside and start a new life, rebrand myself, and now start marketing to people, proclaiming the word of Christ and charging people $125 to hear her version of what Jesus is, because she's now got the inside track to God and Jesus, and she's now qualified to channel the Holy Spirit and tell you how to live your life and tell you what God expects of you and what God can promise to you, because she's now the expert in this particular area. So basically, she's a convenient Christian, I call them. You know, they're the one to turn to religion when there's something wrong in their life, and they wear it like a cloak that magically erases all of their wrongdoings and transgressions. And the louder they proclaim their religion and the louder they talk about Jesus, the more forgiven they are and the more cleansed they are, and the more they can just ignore what they've done in the past, ignore their crimes, and just move on like nothing ever happened, and pretend now to be this picture perfect Christian person and family. And everybody else, you know, there's all surrounded by all these sinners, but not them. Oh no, they're not a sinner anymore because they've conveniently washed it away like magic. Okay? Those are the ones that piss me off, because they judge everybody else, and yet they think that they're somehow specially chosen. It's such a warped way of looking at the world that why would God single you out to be some special vessel of his word and his grace? That's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. With the billions of people in the world, you think God just stopped and said, Brittany Dawn, you're the special one? I doubt it. It's ridiculous, but it's sickening. And so she's pissed off a lot of her people, because now she's sort of pivoted to religion and she's brushed aside everything. And, you know, it's funny because she didn't profess this level of religiosity until she got caught scamming people. And then she magically transformed, and she's now magically above reproach. And I'm glad that Texas is finally suing her, because she should be brought to justice. And we know some other people who need a comeuppance. And I'm going to be updating you on that situation, because I did get a response to my letter to YouTube. And believe me, it was not the response I wanted. But I'll share that with you in another video that I'll do this week, okay? Because I don't want to get into that now. Brittany Dawn has now taken to advising people on the path that Christ wants them to be on. I'm going to show you here from Social Blade. You can see how her subscribers go like up and down. But apparently she's still, according to this article I read, she still has over 1 million TikTok followers and 460,000 Instagram followers. And what's even more gross is after she did all of this, she still has her YouTube channel. I don't know whether she kept the fitness business part of it completely separate, so YouTube didn't do anything to her in terms of her account and suspending it. But I just think it's gross that she's even still on YouTube after duping people like that. So you can see here, her weekly subscribers kind of go down, and then they move to a level and down and level and down, down, down. It's like, it's weird. It's really bumpy. And I noticed her videos, even though she has a lot of followers still, her videos don't get nearly as many views as they used to. And so, you know, she's clearly taken a big beating from this, as she should, in my opinion. Here's something she posted on Instagram, and this kind of sums it up for me. She's got this image, and here you can see she's looking into the sun, and it says, checking to see what chapter of Revelations we are living in today. Revelations? Why she thinks we're even living through anything that's written in Revelations, I don't know. But why she thinks she's got this magic power that she can tell what's going on spiritually with the world, it's just, you know, don't get me started. She posts these little things like, she says, a relationship sent by God will not steal your joy, damage your self-image, or make you question your worth. It will give you confidence, life, and peace unexplainable. Read that again. This one woman says, please stop putting messages like this out there. It's not true. In reality, we're all human, and this sets people's expectations to not have conflict or ever feel bad in the relationship, therefore setting them up for failure in relationships. Having God at the center does not exempt us from being human, having triggers, etc. So, it's basically saying life is not all roses. So stop pretending like everything is a Hallmark card, because that's not the way life goes. I don't care how happy you are, how good your relationship is. There's going to be issues. There's going to be bumps. So don't pretend like, oh, I'm suddenly, everything's serene and beautiful, because it's a lie. I'm sure that is not her truth. She's deluding herself. So in the end, the lawsuit by the state of Texas is seeking between $250,000 and $1 million in penalties and fees. And it's also seeking to enjoin her, which means like to prevent her from ever getting involved in any kind of nutritional business or any of this kind of stuff. And there's a whole list that I won't read, but whole list of things that they want her banned from ever doing again. And if the court orders it and then she does it, she would be in contempt of court, and they could then bring her back to court and seek to sanction her further for disobeying the court's order. So that's the lawsuit. So, gentle viewers, tell me down below, what do you think of this mess? What do you think of, if you know about Brittany Dawn, what's your opinion of her? What do you think about her transformation? Hi, Edith. So Edith was just here, Mary's sister. So you know Edith. She's here all the time. So anyways, that's the story of Brittany Dawn's transformation. Now, you notice I didn't get into a lot of details about the things that she did, because what fascinated me was how she's now suddenly born again, and that magically somehow is supposed to make everyone forget about all the crap she did, and somehow that's now supposed to give her the ability to reinvent herself and start making money off of religion, basically. So she's seeking views using religion as her centerpiece. She's seeking people to pay to come to her little retreats or gatherings where she'll baptize you and, I guess, wash away your sins. So Catherine McBroom, if you're watching, you might want to give Brittany Dawn a call. Don't forget, I'm going to Ace Fest. It's coming up soon. It's coming fast. It's now just over a month away. I know a lot of you have expressed concern. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mr. Shady's got it all under control. But I want to thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget, stay for a second, because I'm going to show you at the end, introduce you to Edith's sister, Mary. I want to thank you to all of the Amazon angels. We continue to get things that I can't tell you how big of a help and a blessing it is to have so many people that are so generous. The cats love it. I am very appreciative and grateful. Thank you to my Patreon patrons. As I've told you a number of times, that all of that money goes to pay the veterinary bills, which are paid twice a month on an ongoing basis. So I thank you for that. And to my channel subscribers, thank you. We've added a couple more people. I also want to thank the people who have bought me a coffee, which, as I've told you before, that's really the only thing that's for me, is the coffee. So I appreciate all of you. You guys are the best. We're continuing to grow. Let's keep going. Let's go over 12,000. Let's head towards 15 and 20. We have a great community. I think you guys are the best community here on YouTube, and I hope that we continue to expand. But you guys all take care. Stay tuned for Mary's introduction, and I will see you in the next one. So this is Mary Cat. She's Edith's sister. They're from the same litter. The two that I rescued from New York Animal Control. And Mary's got a little bit of white on her underside, but it's very faint. But she's like twice the size of Edith. So she's a little shy, but she's very affectionate. She's very bossy. And anyway, so that's Mary. Mary is being really antsy. She doesn't like to be held, so I'm going to put her down. Okay?
Oh, Mary. It's okay, Mary.
So that's Mary. That's Edith's sister. You finally got to meet her. Sorry, she's not one who likes the spotlight, so like unlike her sister. So thanks so much for joining me, you guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.